Welcome, my friends. Thank you for joining me for this episode today. It's been about a day and a half or so since my last video when I made a call to you for help with my crisis situation with my truck being stolen. And it has been an amazing ride the last day and a half since that video was shot and posted on YouTube. Let me roll the intro and I'll talk about it. This video is sponsored by Renowned Cargo Trailers. I launched a GoFundMe about a day and a half ago, and since that time, within, 12 hours, met my goal, which was $7,777. Just absolutely phenomenal. And since then, probably another, 12, 20 hours, something like that. It's now at like 9,300 as I'm shooting this video right now, which is just phenomenal. I went from having a jaded and really terrible feeling inside about society in general, feeling like I just couldn't trust people. And this has really restored my faith in people, in humanity, and feeling less isolated instead of feeling picked on and taken advantage of. I now feel loved and appreciated and like people care for me. So thank you to all of you who donated and got involved with the GoFundMe program. This morning, I'm going with Steve in his Jeep here behind me. We're going to actually look at a vehicle very similar to the one that was stolen and see if this might be a good replacement vehicle. It's a little bit more than my budget, but maybe I can talk this guy down. Running into a couple of complications this morning with GoFundMe, trying to get my bank account linked to GoFundMe to be able to transfer the funds. So that may be an additional issue in getting the money out of there in order to purchase a replacement truck. But anyway, today I'm headed to look at a replacement vehicle, and Steve's helping me out with that. So we're going to drive up there right now. I'm here with Steve, which you've seen in some videos in the past. He is one of my close friends here in the Denver area and a mechanic. He's the guy that taught me to do one of my first oil changes. And in the back is his friend Dommy. And we are pulling into the North Glen Police Station here and going to be looking at a green F350. It's I think in 1999, which is 1 year different than the vehicle that I had before. So this is the one I could find on Marketplace that was closest to mine, and we're gonna go take a look at it. And this is a vehicle back here. I think the owner must be inside. Maybe he's a policeman working here. So we'll go find the owner and take a look at this vehicle. This is a dually, which I didn't have a dually before, but I believe it's about the same length, and this is hooked up, or this is all set up with a fifth wheel hitch in the back, so that's a little bit different, but it's very close to what I had. Looks like a few dents here in the side. Not quite as beautiful as the truck I had, but anyway, we'll take a look at it. So I'm letting Steve look at the truck under here. He has far more knowledge about diesels and mechanical stuff than I do, and he actually owns a truck very similar year to this one. So he's very familiar with these Fords. Well, we're finding a bunch of oil leaks here, various places, and the turbo cover that goes over the top of that is missing. Really decent sized dent here on the door and a scratch. The interior seems to be in pretty good condition. This one's leather. It's a little bit worn on the driver's seat over there. We're going to go for a test drive, take a look at it, and then we'll be back. Just finished a test drive. It drove really well, really great. There's enough leaks on it, enough things that need to get repaired. I need to get some quotes on how much that would cost before making an offer. So we're going to go research that, and then I may come back with an offer. But anyway, we're going to head back in, but that's what's going on right now. I'm back at the house, and I have been fortunate enough that Steve, who you just saw, has loaned me his pickup truck. It's actually very similar to the one I had, except that Steve has dualies on his, and it's 1 year difference. So this should help me out a lot over the next few days, be able to get around and look at vehicles, to do some test drives and pre-screening vehicles before bringing Steve in to look at them. So let me talk about what I'm doing during this time, this stressful time, which is getting much, much better, by the way, because of all of you and your donations. It's absolutely phenomenal to see what the community of subscribers have done to come up with money to help bail me out of this crisis situation. But rather than just sitting around and stewing and thinking and obsessing about it, my friend Becky, I'm staying at her house over here, she encouraged me to go ahead and empty the cargo trailer, and let me explain why, but I'll show you inside. This cargo trailer used to be completely full of my stuff, and now it's pretty much empty. I just have the mattress left, a refrigerator that I purchased, and then the electronics on the wall over here, which you've seen in previous videos. So rather than just sitting around and thinking about all of the stressful stuff I've been going through, Becky encouraged me to move everything out of my trailer and put it in her garage. Becky and Christian were just so absolutely kind to take me in and give me a place to stay and to feed me and be emotional support for me during this time of stress, but they've taken a step further and purchased these yellow bins from Home Depot with the yellow tops and the black bottoms to help me get organized and everything out of the trailer and into here, as well as these racks, these wire racks that are behind me. So this has really helped out to get everything out of the trailer and get it here into their garage. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Christian, for all your support and your help. When I was in Florida, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but I was in Florida and I thought while the trailer's empty and is sitting in front of my rental house, I would buy polyiso foam board and insulate the inside before putting my stuff inside. So I went down to Lowe's and Home Depot and I tried to buy polyiso insulation. Well, the thickest I could get was 3/4 inch, and I wanted to put 2 inches on the walls, 2 inches on the floor, and 4 inches in the ceiling. Nothing thicker than 3/4 inch was there. So I went to Home Depot, same thing. So I asked customer service at both Home Depot and Lowe's to look in their network, knowing that I was driving towards Phoenix to get my solar panels. So I knew I was leaving Florida soon, headed towards Phoenix. I would just buy my foam on the way from one of the stores, or if I could order it in. They said they could not order it, none were available in the warehouse, no status on when they would get more. They looked in the network all the way out to Dallas, Texas for that region, which is the largest that they could find in the network on their computers. And they said none was available and none was being ordered. It was just completely out, and their explanation was COVID and the crisis on materials. You probably know lumber prices, plywood, 2x4s has almost doubled since the beginning of COVID. As a result of this, I called to Doug, that you may have seen in a previous video, who lives in Colorado Springs, Colorado. He is a general contractor and a master plumber. I called out to Doug and I said, do you know if this is a national thing, this shortage? Is it just short term? Have you heard anything about that as you're building stuff? Have you had any problems getting polyiso foam? And he said, well, I've heard that it's hard to get. He said, let me call my supplier. Called his supplier. They apparently didn't have any. And then he went that same day down to Home Depot and was looking there at his local Home Depot, and he found all of these foam boards, polyiso foam boards, at his local Home Depot. So he immediately called me up and he said, I have this many 2-inch and this many 1-inch. Do you want me to buy them for you? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. So he purchased all of those using his Home Depot credit card, and then I wired up the money that night to him to reimburse him for it. So he's been storing these at his house for probably 7-8 weeks, storing all this foam board for me, and I was headed from Florida to Phoenix to get my solar panels, and then I was going to head up to Colorado Springs to get the insulation. So that was my intended plan until everything went haywire with the Dodge breaking down in New Mexico, me winding up going to Las Vegas unexpectedly, reconnecting with my brother, which was fantastic. So while I was in Vegas, I didn't shoot any video of this because I was stressed out about the truck. Went down and got the solar panels, so I'll have to do a video to catch you up on the solar panels. So I do have those, and I'll tell you all about that soon. Anyway, long story short, I am emptying the cargo trailer today so that Saturday Doug can come up here and be able to help me with installing the insulation in the cargo trailer, and he felt that that would be his contribution to helping me out of the crisis here that I'm in. I've paid for all of the foam board months ago, but he wanted to volunteer his services, and I think he said that he's going to purchase the actual new plywood or MDF, particle board, whatever that stuff is, to go as my new subfloor. So anyway, he will be here Saturday. That will probably be the next episode that you will see. But this is what's going on in my life. Trying to stay busy. I've been shopping online, and I looked at the one truck that you've seen here in this video, and looking online. I have appointments set up to look at other vehicles in the near future. I'll keep you all posted on the progress, and hopefully I will be able to find a truck soon. Oh, and I just found out from GoFundMe that it takes about 5 days to get funded for all of the money that's gone in there. So I'm waiting for that money to come in. I'm hoping that by this coming weekend that money will hit my bank account and that I will be actually able to purchase a vehicle. So crossing my fingers that happens soon, and maybe by next week, maybe I'll have a replacement truck. Thank you so much again for all of your support, all of your emotional support, financial support, all your encouraging messages on YouTube as well as on GoFundMe in the message area, personal messages that you've sent to me. It's all greatly appreciated. It has sort of dug me out from having a shattered faith in society and feeling very isolated and alone to feeling loved and appreciated and cared for, and like people are there for me. And this has really warmed my heart inside, and I can't express how thankful and grateful I am for all the help that you have given. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Savor the moment, and I'll see you in the next video.